Hey everybody, how is it going today? Hey, hey, hey! What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up, Bitcoin? I am so excited, I am so happy, I am so thrilled to be doing this technical analysis for you guys this morning. Hey, hey, hey! That's never gonna get old, guys. So who is surprised by this correction right now, guys? Are you guys surprised by this correction that is happening right now? Well, let me explain it to you guys from this analogy, using this analogy that will make complete sense, okay? And I learned it from this movie I watched recently called Forrest Gump, and it goes something like this, that Bitcoin is like a box of chocolates. You just never know what kind of correction you're gonna get. Sometimes you get the deep correction, and then sometimes you get a very shallow one that's very, very limited and not too long. But you always gotta remember that Litecoin, Bitcoin, all coins, they all correct like a box of chocolates, and you just never know what kind you're gonna get. So if you guys got anything from that analogy, what I'm trying to let you guys know is that, you know, in a box of chocolates, there's many different kinds of chocolates, right? And you just really never know what kind of correction you're going to get. So let's get into this technical analysis, guys. I changed up my monitors a little bit. I'm getting a new setup, like probably in a week or something. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is clear up everything on my charts here. And what we're going to do is draw some parallel lines. Let me get my favorite toolbars here. So I saw some people draw a lot of different trend lines in different ways, okay? For example, I see Tony Vase drawing his like that. I'm not a fan of that at all. No, not a fan of that at all. If you're going to be extreme like this, in my opinion, you got to do it like that. Okay, you got to draw it like that, in my opinion. So if he's taking his, for example, in the middle of this body to consider some bull trapped regions, then he's also got to be consistent. This is just my opinion, all right? I'm not knocking him off or anything. He's a very highly respected person. In fact, I actually look up to him a lot, right? He's one of my role models. So don't take it the wrong way at all. I respect Tone Vase, very, very highly. So if you are going to draw your trend line resistance like that, so he's drawing like this, right? Where he's taking the body, or sorry, the middle of the wick right here on the daily, and then the very top end, he's saying that, okay, it could hit, you know, around that range. But I completely disagree. If you're going to draw it in the middle of the wick right there, then you also have to consider bull trap regions here as well to be consistent, like that. And that looks pretty good, right? Or if you were going to take it from the very top end, and you actually touch all the top points, then that makes it consistent as well, right? Makes it very consistent. So you have to make sure that you're remaining very consistent, in my opinion, with how you draw it. And in my opinion, I'm going to draw it like that, right? If I wanted to consider some bull trapped regions, then yeah, then, you know, this would literally be the perfect way to draw it. Take a look, guys, right? Take a look right here. Bull trap, bull trap, bull trap right there. Not bad, right? I like that quite a bit. All right. Just give me a second, I'll be right back. So I'm always very honest with you guys about my bias, right? This is my bias right here. I shorted $16,000 of Bitcoin right there. Okay. That is my bias right there, but I don't want to actually do it during this video right here for you guys. I might want to actually close my position sometime very soon. We'll see. Actually, yeah, I don't want to be in a position here because I want to make this video. So I'm just going to close my position here very soon, if I could. Very, very quick profit here. Let's see how that goes. Did you guys just see that? Someone dumped actually a little bit onto me. He filled up a tiny bit in my position. Look how much he dumped. See, $500 range. That's actually pretty funny. Let's see how much, I literally just opened this position at the beginning of this video here, but let's see if someone's actually going to fill it up right here, okay? 527. They're not really letting it get past. I don't think we're going to find support here. Sometimes I like to be in a position during my technical analysis. Sometimes I don't, you know, so it really all depends on my mood, etc. But I got some filled, so if I actually close it at this price right here, I would have made an easy, I don't know, $80, and that's pretty easy to make. Okay, we got to put into perspective that a normal person makes like $80 a day for 8 hours of work, right? So if I'm making $80 in a 10-minute trade, absolutely, I'm going to be pretty happy, especially if I keep hammering it out a few times a day like that. So back to this, I'll get back to my live trade there in a little bit. If you guys don't know how I trade by now and know my style, you guys will get to learn it very fast. The way I trade is I scalp small positions throughout the day, but if there's a big opportunity, like when we saw the top there at 11,750 or so, then you guys saw me, you know, I shorted 10 Bitcoin, right? And then on very bottoms, when I believe that there's much more potential for gain, where there's less risk as well, then I'll also play larger positions, right? I don't mind the exposure sometimes. It all depends on the situation. But we're just going to sit here while I have my coffee really quickly, and we'll see what's up here. Now, you guys might be wondering, why do I not ride it lower, right? Well, I'm in a TA right now video. I've got a lot to do throughout the day, and I'm happy making $100 Canadian a day sometimes, which that never happens because I'm always making a lot more than that, right? But see, they're trying to make it bounce right there, but that's not going to happen. Did you guys just see, I'm having coffee, don't mind me. Did you guys see the people rush in there? 16 count, right? But they're trying to shatter the wall right now. The 55 EMA is just simply not holding right now. But I know it's going to bounce sometime very soon for a very short-term gain. Coffee is so good in the morning, guys. It's like the best thing in the world. I love coffee, don't you guys? I have 1 cup of coffee throughout the day and I'm good. There we go. I just made $64 in literally 5 minutes. You guys see that right there? $64. I've got 0 fees. You guys might be wondering, how do I have 0 fees? I have 0 fees because I trade over $7.5 million a month. My trading volume is actually now at about $24 million a month in volume, which is a substantial amount. And if you guys actually go to bitfinex fees, let me show you guys, in case you guys are curious. All right, here's bitfinex fees right there. So if you trade a very specific amount, for example, here is threshold, right? $7.5 million or more traded a month, your maker fee now becomes 0%. Mine's this one right there. I'm in that category. I'm shooting for actually 25,000 this month, so I can get a little bit lower of a taker fee. That would be very reasonable to me in case you need to do market executions. So the maker fee, what is it? The maker fee is when you're placing a limit order that's not market executed, right? You're waiting for someone to fill your order. And these make a big difference, right? I mean, if you do the math, a month, if I'm doing 20 million a month, right? Since I'm doing 20 million a month, if I always take, for example, this fee, if I take the taker fee, I'm literally paying $40,000 a month, guys. That's a lot of money, right? 0.2% of 20 million is $40,000 a month, right? So I'm literally saving myself $40,000 a month in fees alone. So that's pretty reasonable. Now let's say you go from 0.2, right? I'm at right now about 14, right? And then let's say it changes by 0.02. How much will I actually have saved me a month? Let's see the math. So 0.02, I'll be saving myself $400 a month. It's not a significant amount, right? But every little bit really does add up, guys, throughout the month. So that's why fees are really important as well. Anyways, the price ended up dropping like a rock there, as expected. I could have easily waited a little bit longer to make a massive gain compared to what I just did right there. Anyways, there's my live trade for the day. I've already made minimum wage in 5 minutes, and I'm done. So this channel ended up being hit right here, right? And because the channel ended up being hit there right now, I know that we're in a downtrend. But we want to start off with the daily first. If we noticed yesterday's daily, this was a nasty shooting star. It was a nasty shooting star, guys. And it's not a candle that you ever want to go into a long position, right? It ended up puncturing the trendline resistance right here. This one here, I'll actually change it. I'll move it up a little bit like that. Notice how nice this is right here? Pretty nice, right? So actually, I should probably catch everyone up with what I think this is right now. I think that this is W, X, and Y like that. Okay, so this is now ABC, A, B, C, and this is now another A, B, and this is now basically C, around there like that, okay? So that's how I'm seeing this right now. ABC, ABC, W, X, Y with a double Elliott wave combo. Or this could even be like that, like who knows. Doesn't really matter to me. I think a lot of people agree that this is either the C position or the Y position, right? So on the daily chart, we got a massive shooting star, and you guys don't want to play these positions to go into a long. The psychology behind a shooting star is that the bulls have attempted to break a resistance point, and then what ends up happening is they get trapped, right? And then the bears end up pushing them all the way back down. So literally, think of a shooting star candle. And we were just about to break above the 55 EMA and close above it. Now, I said yesterday that if we did close above it in a day or two, then there would be lots of success and a possibility of a fifth wave extension. But because we didn't get that at all, in fact, this candle, I'm sure by the end of the day, is probably going to engulf all of these previous candles. This candle right here already, these two in the past 2 days, it almost signaled to me with a tweezer top. If you take a look at it with a tiny little wick there, like a tweezer, it almost signaled to me that the reversal was coming soon. And now, how did I also guess this top right here? Not guess, but literally, I predicted it to almost $1, actually. Do you guys remember this prediction of mine? Where I nailed it, it was a bullseye, 11,250. Okay, I nailed this bullseye right there, which I'm going to actually pull up for you guys to see some of my predictions. Now this one, I didn't quite nail it. I said it would get to a little bit lower than that. Nevertheless, okay, let me show you guys. So right here, guys, this one where I called the top, if you look at the high here at 12, right, 11,250. Well, this is it right here, guys. Short-term target, 11,250. This was my post 4 days ago, and I argued it from a very technical perspective, right? We argued it from the perspective of lots of Elliott wave. It was one of my more complicated videos that I've done. Lots of charts, lots of detail, right? It was like reading a puzzle. You had to decrypt it. So that allowed me to nail the top. I got this prediction entirely wrong, where I thought it would go down a little bit lower. I was a little bit confused and thrown off there, but that's all right as well. And then this one here, okay, this one reached actually 11,788, and I nailed this prediction here as well. This is not bragging, guys. This is just to hold myself accountable and to review what has been going on. So some people are like, oh, he's just bragging. No, I'm not bragging, guys. This is holding myself accountable and reviewing. What a good technical analyst does is he reviews his previous plays, you know, especially if it's public, he reviews his plays, or she, because they need to hold themselves accountable and let the public know where they stand and where they went wrong. And I completely nailed the prediction wrong earlier, which no problem. I've got no problem admitting on it. But does it matter to me? Not really. Did I lose money on it? No, not at all. I made a killer profit basically shorting it on both of these tops that I predicted. So here we go. Where's the top right there, okay? Right there, critical resistance point, 11,750. Boom, nailed it again by just using very, very simple logic right there, right? Why is this region of interest? It's a channel support in 2 channels. It was the 0.5 fib level, and it has overbought reasons as well. So we were nailing a lot of these prediction videos, guys. So there was also another channel that was formed in here, right? This is the second channel that we have formed in here. So we got to make note of this and give it respect. You always have to make sure that these things are respected, all right? As we notice right here, we see a channel, this one down this way, and we see a channel going up like that. Now the way that I would annotate this is most likely 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this was a very bullish run, guys. Like we're talking, you guys know how I know this was a bullish run? By the rules of alternation of expression in differences, Yeah, I know, that's a big word. By the rules of alternation for expression in differences of Elliott wave, it says that this right here retrace 382, so we should have expected this right here to retrace less. But you know what? Because it did not retrace that much for wave 4 here, it actually didn't even touch the 382 region, which is just mind-blowing, guys. Honestly, that's really mind-blowing that it didn't even touch the 382 region, that it's super bullish. Like, we are talking about just, wow, was this ever bullish, okay? And then finally, we got a fifth wave. And the reason why the fifth wave was very short is because wave 4 just simply didn't retrace a lot. Does that make sense? I mean, if this one, it would have had a bigger magnitude if this one retraced to a more respectable amount that we were all hoping for, around 10K. That would have been a very respectable amount in my personal opinion. Great. And then we would have had a higher high, actually, probably. Something like that, probably. I'm guessing that we could have had a chance to break higher than it. You got to remember that a healthy correction involves correcting, right? In order for us to make progression, we have to take a few steps back sometimes because people need to take profit. It's almost like resetting the game, right? You're resetting the game a little bit. People are taking profit. Maybe liquidity is drying up a little bit. There's a demand drying up as well. There's just simply too much supply. So when people end up taking these profits at a very healthy level to create healthy levels of correction, then we can progress much further. If something moves too fast, it needs to sometimes take a break, right? If you guys take a note here, right? The price actually bounced back up to 556. So that's where my scalping game lies sometimes. It can really take advantage of super small profits like that over time. But think about it, guys. If I just made $70 in front of you guys, which is literally minimum wage here in Canada in 5 minutes, if you guys do that 10 times a day, let's do the math here. What's $70 times 10? That's $700, right? That's like it's like $900 Canadian a day. I don't know about you guys, but I'm so appreciative of this money that I always get, whether it's $50 or 70 or 100 or 200 or 500, or when I played my big positions like yesterday where I was, I was up quite a bit, like a few $1,000s. So now we respect the trend line, right? And because we're respecting the trend line, we bounced off of it up there. And guess what, guys? We're bouncing it off of it here right now. But honestly, I really doubt it's going to hold. I mean, if it held here, take a look at this, okay? Do you guys think, based on Fibonacci and Elliott wave, that this right here could actually hold for the major correction? Look, actually, let's explain Elliott wave first of all. Now, we're going to draw our Elliott wave going up like this. And the way that we take correction, or we take profit, is like this. So this is our first wave, and the second wave correction is only taken for wave 1. The third wave correction is only taken for wave 4, right? Oh, sorry, the other way around. The wave 4 correction is only taken for wave 4. Sorry, am I saying that right? Wave 4 correction is only taken for wave 3. Wave 2 correction is only taken for wave 1. And then we take our wave 5 correction. If you guys do it this way, this is wrong, guys, okay? This is completely wrong. You got to get it out of your head that that is not right. The reason why this is not right is because this, for example, is just wave 1, right? And we're taking the Fibonacci for the whole range. But guess what? There's also 5 subwaves inside of this wave 1 as well, right? So if there's 5 subwaves inside of this wave 1, what do you guys think this whole 5 waves makes? It makes a correction. It makes one entire wave as well. That's right. So now what you got to do is you got to take the Fibonacci of the whole range and ask yourself this, okay? How bullish does the market have to be for us to correct only to this level? Let's say that this actually made a trend line, okay? It made a trend line like that in here. We'll just, I'll just draw it in here like that, just as an example. Okay? Ask yourself this. It's a rhetorical question, more so less. If this one only retraced to, say, this region right here, 382, is that really possible? Yeah, it's very possible. But what criteria need to be met for us to retrace to only this amount? I'd probably say it has to cure something like miraculous, you know? It's got to probably cure like, I don't mean to joke about this slightly, so please don't be offended, but it, you know, Bitcoin better have discovered something like a cure for cancer, okay? Or something like that, or it must have like, you know, solved world problems with poverty or something like that, right? Or it probably eliminated like all corruption in the world for it to retrace that amount after a gigantic fifth subwave like that. So actually, you know, we'll say more so like that, okay? If it only retraced to this region right here, it better have done something crazy in the world. What I'm getting to is, it is not a healthy correction, guys. It's not a healthy correction for Bitcoin to retrace only that much. It needs to retrace a lot more, something to a respectable level. In fact, a lot of good traders and Fibonacci traders as well, or Elliott wave traders, don't even keep 236 on the table. Honestly, they don't even keep it. The only reason that I keep it on there is to use it as a gauge for where it could not end up, right? What is a healthier correction? Well, if it's very bullish, you might want to expect a correction to the 382 level. And an awesome correction would be 0.5, and an even better correction would probably be the golden ratio. The golden ratio is 618. This is the Fibonacci numbers. That's part of the Fibonacci sequence, right? And in these Fibonacci sequence, for example, the 55 is a Fibonacci number, right? And you get the 55 by taking the numbers 21 and 34 added together. To get 21, you take numbers 3 and 8. To get 13, you take 5 and 8. And to get 8, you take 5 and 3. To get 5, you get 3 and 2. So these are Fibonacci numbers that are found, or ratios that are found everywhere in the universe. And these Fibonacci sequences, it's a beautiful thing, guys. It's found everywhere in nature, in the entire universe. From the most grand details, like the way that the universe is in a spiral, the way it's helixed, or sorry, the way it's rotating around each other isn't part of a Fibonacci sequence, a ratio that's found there, to the way that our genes are spiraled in our DNA, to the way seashells are shaped, to the way flower petals are formed, to the way our bodies are proportional, to the way architects design buildings, to the way sand is shaped. So we can find these Fibonacci numbers everywhere in nature, and it is the most beautiful thing that you can find. I kid you not, okay? So you guys should look up Fibonacci. I'm a massive Fibonacci trader, if you guys don't know by now. It is what I focus on a lot of my time on, and it's beautiful when you find these things in charts as well. And don't forget that they are found everywhere in charts, and Elliott wave traders, they're masters of Fibonacci. They love Fibonacci. I love Fibonacci. I would marry Fibonacci over Elliott wave if I wasn't wanting to marry Val already. She's watching this video. Hi Val, I miss you. So I'm just getting all giddy now every time I talk about her. I think I'm like whipped over her or something like that. Then again, I talk to her every day, and yes, Val, I do enjoy talking to you a lot, and she's definitely my first official student, you can say, the first person that I'm going to be dedicating a lot of time to help out to make sure that she's successful. So yeah, don't worry, I'll be taking care of people one-on-one more down the road, guys. Just seeing how it goes first, you know. Anyways. What was I talking about now? I'm just blushing. Jeez. Hold on, give me a second. I'm thinking. Okay, I remember now. I was talking about boxes of chocolates, right? I'm just kidding. I was talking about BitConnect. Was that it? BitConnect? Okay, no. I'm not talking about BitConnect, guys. I'm talking about Bitcoin, and I'm talking about Fibonacci. So 236 is not a healthy correction at all. What we would want is, you know, very bullish, acceptable correction would probably be 382. Now, a lot of the times what we find is we'd find 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 in a channel. Channels are the most beautiful things to play, guys. They are so freaking easy to play, to be honest. They're that easy like this, okay? As soon as waves, I'm going to show you guys like the crazy thing, okay? As soon as this wave and that wave and then this wave is formed, right? Let's just say that you guys made something like that, okay? As soon as these waves right there are formed, what you do is you draw a trend line resistance like that. And then all you do is just, draw a parallel line. You just draw a parallel line like that, now that it's got some relevant points, and you're like, okay, if that is the third peak, right, after it starts a downtrend, right, when it starts a downtrend, you're like, where am I going to buy it? Then you just draw another parallel line like that, okay? And then you're like, I'm going to buy it right here. And then what do? You just draw another parallel line of this one, and you got your 5 waves, okay? It's honestly that easy to play it. And then when it downtrends, you simply say, okay, it's probably going to downtrend to a reasonable Fibonacci level on the trend line support. And a lot of people will try to play a bounce off there, but it's going to fail if it's only 236 level. And then it will most likely try to bounce a little bit off of there and then fall to a lower Fibonacci region. So what am I hoping for? I'm hoping for a Fibonacci level between here, to be honest. I'm looking for it between right there. Don't mind my OCD, I gotta delete some of this stuff here, guys. So I'm hoping for a Fibonacci retracement between possibly 382 and the golden pocket up to. So let's go over this and actually put the theory into practice. Have you guys noticed right here? It didn't exactly bounce off of here, okay? Didn't exactly bounce off of there, but like when we drew our parallel line, that is, right? But that's okay, it doesn't always every time. But what we did get from drawing these lines up here is we got our 5th point, right? The 5th point was a really good point there. Hold on, I'm just getting see if I should short this right now. That's the truth. So now we ask ourselves, okay, well, is this actually breaking right now? Which time frame is the best way to actually draw right now our resistance and our supports, right? Which time frame right now looks the best? It'd probably be on the 4-hour, I'm guessing, okay? Because the 4-hour one right here looks like it's going to bounce off of the 55 EMA. In fact, on the 2-hour, it's actually closed well below it already on the 55 EMA. Let's go to 100 moving average and see where this guy stands. So on the 100 moving average, it looks like it's just about to bounce off of there as well, right? But the question is, will it hold, right? Will it actually hold? So let's go into a very micro detail level. How much have we actually retraced thus far? Let's ask ourselves this right now, and we can evaluate. If for example, the trend line right here, channel, was actually wider, we would actually get a more decent retracement. Like let's say we ended up getting, something like that in here, right? And we get something like that as well. Well, if that actually ended up happening, it would be a little bit more respectable where the Fibonacci level can come down lower. But because we didn't get anything like that, I do expect a deeper retracement, guys. I honestly really do. I just cannot see Bitcoin bouncing off of this level. It'll hold temporarily, but I doubt that it will actually hold permanently, okay? And now, there's a lot of different debates, okay? Let's say we have 5 waves going up like this. This is now a problem with Elliott wave. Elliottians, that's a funny word, Elliottian. Do you guys find it weird that I like joke by myself all the time? I don't know why. I've always been like that, where I'm like saying, I'm just, I don't know. I have a lot of fun by myself, put it that way. And I try to find humor in everything. Even when I'm by myself, I try to crack these little jokes and I'll laugh at it because I'd like to come up with clever things, put it that way. I find it really fun. So now, let's say you now have 5 waves like this, okay? 1 or 3 waves, 2, 3. Now, the problem with this right now is some people might be like, okay, this has got to be an A, B, C, okay? A, that's got to be a B, and that's a C. Okay, that's fine that people think that. And then, but can this also be a possibility where it's not A, B, C, and in fact, it's just actually 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and then 5 coming down, and then you get your A, B, C, right? Because you could be mistaking your 1, 2, 3 for your literally for your ABC. It happens all the time. So that can happen with ABC like that, and then we simply just get another ABC down there. Is that possible? Absolutely. That's more possible actually. So what I think a lot of people are making the mistake of right now is that they're trying to call this their ABC, but they're not taking into account all the other various factors leading up to here, which is 236 is not very a respectable Fibonacci region. So people are just saying this right now that I'm seeing plastered on the internet, which I completely disagree with. They're saying, oh, ABC, it's going to bounce off the trend line support. Nah, it's probably not going to happen, honestly. If it does, it'll be a miracle, guys, honestly. I just cannot see it, right? We're crossing every single boundary right now already. We're already breaking through the R-size support that we've had. Guys, take a look at this since February 20th. Look at this, okay? Look, February 20th had, support ranges right around here, right around there. That's why we hesitated to bounce back up there, right? And then it came down here a little bit, found support at this one here. This is on a 3-hour chart. It tried to find support here, but it just snapped right through it. And because we broke this R-size support, it means that the bears have officially taken over right now. So on the 4-hour chart, have we broken R-size support yet? Almost. The moment that we break R-size support on a 4-hour chart, we still got about 1 or 2 candles to go before shattering, I think, this resistance, right? Hey, you know what? Don't get me wrong, guys. If this ends up being the actual correction in the ABC I mentioned, and that's all 236 level, okay, we'll get a bull run. But it's really hard as an Elliott wave trader to even think that and to fathom it because we're not even close to done this correction phase. Channels break, guys. They're meant to be broken after waves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 start, right? That's just my opinion, at least, that they're meant to be broken, okay? Now, some people would even argue, okay, well, is that wave 5 right there? We get more like that? Well, then, if we argued it like this, there's really no possible way to count this. There's really no possible, is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Well, if that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where's we only find a few subwaves in here, right? Really, we only find a few subwaves in here, which I just cannot simply believe that this is the actual count, okay? Okay, I'm going to rationalize it as well. If this was actually the right count, well, I can't really see like that, guys. I honestly can't really see like that because this target right there hit the exact one-to-one extension already, which fits the Elliott wave rules and the criteria that wave 1 is slightly higher than it already. And this one just looks a lot more relatively correct, doesn't it? I think that it looks relatively more correct. But guys, don't discount it that I could be entirely wrong the way I'm counting my Elliott waves, right? So these are just my thoughts and my opinion of what's going on right now. So now we're finding resistance at the 236 level, right? Now let's go into a more detailed level so we can see what's going on in here. Let's actually go to a 5-minute time frame, actually 15, because I want to rationalize this with you guys, maybe 5. Yeah, this is good. So if we say to ourselves, all right, well, usually wave 3 target is a one-to-one extension, and this one hit it. Okay, well, that's got to be a third subwave. If this is a third subwave, then we're just going to call this as 1, 2, this would be 3, that would be 4, intersected by just a wick on a higher time frame. And all of this region right here is 5, okay? All of this is 5. Well, then where's 5 waves coming in here? This would be 1, 2, 3, 4, right around that territory, right? 4, and this is all 5 in here. And check this out, guys. I'm going to do my last one, right? This all makes waves 1, where waves 1 ends up being pretty long, like that. I'm just going to draw it there. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this makes a flat pattern for the very last one, because it has gone, the preceding wave has gone too far, too fast. This one right there, right? So this one ends up making like a 5 wave within the small waves. So take a look at it like that. 1, 2, 3, and this is the 4th point right there, okay? This is all the 4th point, and then right there is the 5th one. But inside of here, it actually makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down there, right? So I hope that makes a lot of sense as well. Now let's break it down even further, okay? I know that there's a few mistakes here and there, but I'm just too lazy to do all of it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's 5 in there, which makes our A correction, right? Goes like that, and now we get our ending 5th wave diagonal. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just like that. Makes sense? So we got just like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 going up there. So if you guys don't get that, what this means is this makes waves 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, just like that, all right? And then this one here, I'm honestly too lazy to count it, but it definitely does make some sort of ABC in here. ABC, I'm guessing. If I count, this is on a 5-minute time frame, keep in mind. So I'm doing it on a very low time frame, but I'm just trying to break it down for you guys since I'm pretty experienced when it comes to counting things on a very micro level. There we go. We just got our ABC in there as well. So now what I officially count is I count waves 1, which I'll make blue actually. And now I count waves 2. Now where's the wave 3? That's the important thing. If this was wave 1 right there, we're going to use it as a very hard support, or hard resistance rather. Okay, that's 1. That's 2. 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2. And then what we're going to use is this as a very hard resistance because we follow the rule, guys, that Elliott waves do not retrace the wave. This one here does not retrace back into the territory, right, of wave 1. And what do you know? It bounces right off of it, like literally with precision, right? So now we want to break this down even more. We want to break it down like this. This is wave 1. That's wave 2. That's wave 3. That's wave 4. And bam, there's going to be a 5th one somewhere. That's going to break the support. That's going to break the region right there, okay? That is usually what ends up happening. It could break it with conviction. These are just my predictions, keep in mind. They are my predictions. Whether I get them wrong or not from now on, I don't really care if you guys cry me a river. I'm going to have a very thick skin online now. And if I'm wrong, guys, so be it. Okay? So be it if I'm wrong. If you guys enter a trade, you guys cannot manage your risk like me. I'm going to say that very arrogantly, actually, in a very cocky way. We are on different levels, most likely, when it comes to risk management. So if I'm saying this to the people that are blaming me for their losses, now I haven't had a major loss in a while or a wrong call, other than the one where I missed it, right, where I thought it was ABC still continuing. But for the people that are listening to my calls and you guys are getting it wrong, we are on very different levels of risk management, okay? In fact, some of you guys may not even know what the heck risk management is. So because you're getting them wrong, I'm probably going to still be profitable because I'm managing my risk. So I don't care, guys. Being very firm here that if I get my videos wrong, I'm just really sick of all that drama going on to be like, okay, he made a wrong call. Like, okay, maybe you should just quit trading if you don't know how to think for yourself, right? So anyways, that's my my angry side just coming out there for a minute. So I think that we're going to eventually break this channel support. In fact, we might have already. Pretty much. I'd say pretty much we're breaking it very soon here. So let's go back here. So now that we've broken it, what usually happens that it likes to do, guys, is this is wave 1, this is wave 2. Let's see what kind of target extension we can actually get for here. Right? There you go. It seems to be fitting very, very nicely right here, where we could get a possible one-to-one extension right around 10K. 10K is going to act as a very nice number support, which I most likely will play. And then what happens is it tries to make one more like that. It tries to attempt to break into the bullish territory, which is now the channel resistance, and it fails, guys. And it fails. And then what happens afterwards? And then it finishes its final 5th wave. I don't know if it's actually going to get there, right? The final 5th wave can be very truncated. It can get to the very bottom over here. I don't really know. But it tries to make an attempt at least to break back into there based on Elliott wave rules and just how channels work in general. But it fails. And then it stays in a bearish zone, which now completes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on a big scale. Right? And then after this, who knows where this is getting? I'm just using it as an example. And then after it finishes waves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it'll do its ABC correction. Who knows? It'll go up to a very respectable Fibonacci number, and then it will finish 5 waves coming down like that somewhere. And we don't really know where it's going to be. I'm more so just playing out the different scenarios for you guys, right? So let's go over where some of the support zones are right now. Let's go on. Let me draw this in here again, actually, just to make it really easy. That's decent enough. 1 hour chart, yeah, that's fine too, 1 hour chart. There we go. Notice we're fighting with it right now. I think that as soon as it breaks, like permanently breaks, I think a lot of people are going to enter short positions. I'm just going to take a look at longs versus shorts right now. Let me pull it up. So here is the shorts, right? It's slowly accumulating. Here are the longs. It's slowly accumulating as well. So it's not so bad right now. I'm just going to move it back to my other monitors here. Yeah, normally it's on one monitor, but I'm just changing up my setup a little bit just to make it easier. So yeah, right now, I definitely do believe that, you know, this is not even close to done yet, the correction at all. There's still ways to go, and this one will most likely end up shattering below it. So where is a respectable range for support? That's the most important question right now. So Val and I are really talking about it a lot right now, and we're figuring out how to ladder our buys, because we want to ride this wave up, guys. But we don't know if it's going to be an impulse wave failure or not, right? So we got to wait for a retracement. For all we know, don't take this to heart, guys. I'm not saying this is a likely case. I'm just debating different scenarios of where it could land. I don't want you guys to mistaken me saying this, that it could that it's going to happen. So Elliott Wave states that when wave 1 is complete, it makes a wave 2 somewhere, right? It could be here. Who knows? It could be there. It could be there. It could be there. It could be there, here, or even right there. And wave 2 can retrace no more, okay? No more. There we go. It's dropping now, guys. We're seeing it in real time, actually, right here. Yeah, we're seeing it in real time just drop down to there, all right? That's crazy. We're seeing literally real time now. It's dropping to 1,400. So if I hang on to my position there, I could have actually made myself like $300 or something this morning. But I don't really care. It's only 300 bucks, whatever. So I didn't mean like that. That's only 300. I more so meant like I'm not too concerned about making money when I'm in the middle of a TA for you guys, right? There we go. It's now dropping 396 right here. Yeah, I believe that you know, we have to also watch for how far it retraces. Just as an example, if it retraces more than 100%, we would consider this an impulse wave failure, and that would be bad news. So now what we're waiting for is to see how far it would retrace. And we basically just have to take key points, guys. This is a key point right here, obviously, around 10K, right? We got to make sure that 10K is very much so understood. It didn't really act as much of a resistance, to be honest. We kind of just shattered through it, right? And it acted as heavy support in this range over here, which was pretty good. But in terms of actual resistance, nah, not really that much, guys. Not much at all. So now I believe that this is going to attempt to break it very, very soon. The volume is still drying up right now. And then if that region doesn't actually hold, the 382 region around 10K, then we're just going to move down to the next Fibonacci level, which will be in a range right between here, in my opinion. Maybe the 9K range, actually. We're going to choose a very specific number, okay? Right around there, 9,098 to around 8,700-ish. So I just wanted to let it play out a little bit to see if it was going to break. And if you guys take a look there, the channel support is actually about to break already during this video. So I should have definitely stayed in my short position, but that's okay. I'm not a greedy person, and I'd rather just make this video without having to worry about it and take up more of your time. So if you guys take a look at support range 1 right there, I'm annotating it between basically the 382 fib level and also the 10K level right here, okay? The 10K level is a good psychological number. And then support range 2 is between these regions there, taking wave 1 territory, which is taking at the top end of it, which is around $9,100, right? And then we take the fib level as well right there, The fib level is, we'll take a small range. So I went up to about 87.50 there. And then for this range over here is the wave 2 territory and also the golden pocket range, which is between about 87.50 and 7,900. Now, why are these ranges broad? Well, you guys don't really want to buy at one specific point, right? So let's say there's a good chance that it's going to bounce off of here. That's a good probability for this specific one right here at the 382 region if it's very bullish. Now, this one here, in my opinion, will most likely be the best possible case, right around the wave 1 territory. I think that wave 4 was a little bit too shallow, where it didn't retrace that much. If it retraced more, right, something like that, then it would have fell into roughly these similar zones where wave 1 and 4 is. So a lot of people will say that Elliott waves like to fall into around this territory right there, 10,000, right, 300 or so, but I don't think it's really going to hold there. I think that it will most likely end up trending down to about 10K support probably, maybe 10,300. I think that this is the most likely case though, in my personal opinion, especially when that trend line ends up breaking over there. So what else do we have to cover here? Just trying to think right now. So this is at the 382 level, this is at the 0.5 level, this is at the region 2 with the golden pocket 618 level. I don't think that's really likely for it to get down that low again to the 8,000 range, but it's possible, right? So this will be my lower barrier, definitely. Now it's just a matter of time. So I would recommend always laddering your buys, right? If there's a chance for it to bounce here, the reason why there's a range is because you ladder your buys to get the best dollar cost averaging, right? So you just ladder your buys if it gets a little bit lower. You don't want to buy at the best price, guys. It's not going to happen that you guys catch the bottom. You have to learn how to ladder your buys and micro buy slowly at a time. So see what I mean? You just micro buy on different levels as it falls to these supports, and then you'll definitely be profitable over time, I think. And we got to make sure that we consider that if we break, for example, these region, if we break, right here, I will start being concerned, put it that way, okay? Like right over here. And I'm going to annotate this for you guys as well here, that I would concern, if we fall to these regions, I'm going to write here, if we retrace heavily to below 0.786 region, below 7,209, there will be some concern to consider more bearish scenarios. Longer term to consider a longer term bear trend. If we retrace to this heavily region and there are no signs of, I gotta make sure this is right for you guys, no signs of bullish momentum, like that is bullish momentum to reverse, right? That makes sense to you guys, right? I'm gonna actually just copy and paste this in here. So what I'm getting to is, if we retrace, guys, below the 786 Fibonacci number right here, and there are no signs of bullish momentum to reverse, there will be some concern to consider a longer term bear trend. Because 786 is where Bitcoin likes to reverse, right? But if we retrace more than that, then I'll be very, very concerned. Now, if we break this trend line right here, we're done, guys. We're done. Like, I'm serious, we're done. And there's going to be a massive reversal and a correction ahead of time. So I just want to be very clear about this right here. I'm going to draw a box right around here. Okay, and then I want to draw a box around here. If we break the 6K range, if we break 6,000 range with conviction and volume, we will consider WXYZ corrective patterns and admit and will with certainty accept a longer term, a medium, long-term bear trend. Oh, actually, I'm with certainty accept further correction. That would probably be the best wording. I apologize. It's, I spend a lot of my time trying to get the wording right, right? Because there's a lot of mumbo jumbo, okay? So if we break 6,000 range right there, or whatever that low was, I don't remember. Around there, wherever that was. So I'm just going to highlight this for you guys to see, to make sure that we are all on the same page, all right? So there's no confusion whatsoever. I don't want you guys to be confused by this mumbo jumbo that I'm always writing on here. You guys need to make sure that you understand how to read these charts, You can't just be like, oh, this is support zone, we're gonna buy, and then call me out on it after, when you guys don't know how to read your charts. It doesn't really work like that, this game, guys. Channel break will lead to lower support. So make sure you guys really understand how to read charts, right? And the reason why I'm doing a lot of this in front of you guys, instead of actually doing it on my own time, is because I want you guys to see how meticulous I am when it comes to charting, right? It's really important to be meticulous like this. So there's a good probability that this will at least bounce, right? I mean, if I did a one-to-one extension right here of this particular wave, right there, for example, I mean, my one-to-one extension is about 10,000, I should probably increase this, okay? I'm going to increase this range to around there. And I know that's a pretty wide range. It's honestly a super wide range, but unfortunately, I've got to do it. Because we have to assume at least a tiny correction up. Is that really likely wave forward? Nah, I can't do it actually, guys. I should in good practice, but I cannot do it for wave forward territory because it just doesn't really make sense for us to do that, It just doesn't really make sense. It's not good practice, actually. Yeah, I'm not going to do it. It's not good practice because it's only at the 382 level, and I don't want to throw people off. So I don't think it'd be a good idea. When you guys are making your charts, be meticulous, okay? Be super duper meticulous always. There we go. This should make a lot of sense now, I think. Okay, cool. So summarizing, if this channel support breaks, it'll lead us to lower support regions, without a doubt, okay? And the support range right here, 95.60 to 10K, good probability. Support range 2 is about 87.50 to 9100, right around there. Support range 3, this is supposed to be 3 here actually, is between 7900 and 8250, which is a low probability. Much lower probability, guys. This one I might even, it's on the table, but I really can't see it actually getting that low unless we correct big time. If we retrace heavily below 786 region, below 7290, there will be some massive signs of bullish, and there are no signs of bullish momentum to reverse. There will be some concern to consider a longer term bear trend. I should write a medium to longer term bear trend. I just want to be very clear about that. And there are no signs. There will be some concern. Have you guys noticed how meticulous I am in OCD? Yeah, I don't know if it's a good thing or bad thing, but I kind of like the way it is. I have to admit, hasn't really failed me before, just to be super meticulous with my charts, as you guys should be as well. If you're lazy with your charts, yeah, don't even trade, guys. No offense. If you're lazy with your charts and you think they're good enough, just keep in mind that the next guy is creating a way better chart than you, and he's going to understand it a lot better, and this is a competition, right, at the end of the day. And you got to make it as pretty as you can. Got to treat it like art, right? I'm very confident that you guys would agree with me that my charts are nice, and I see it as art. And you guys got to make sure that you see your charts as art as well, okay? So this is the chart that I'm going to be posting on Twitter. and on my Steemit blog. Make sure you guys go there as well, okay? Make sure you understand that these are just estimations and you know how to read these charts and you know how to ladder your buys and your support. These are very, very crucial things for us to understand, okay? That you don't just follow them religiously like it's the Bible, okay? No offense. I'm just making a small reference there, but I don't mean any offense to that. You cannot just follow it blindly and be like, oh, Philicon, he said this and I got it wrong. It's all his fault. Guys, I don't really care about those people anymore. You know what I'm saying? So make sure, please, please go to Steemit, see these blogs of mine that I write with general bias, etc. And I think that's going to fall into one of these territories. So that is it for my Bitcoin technical analysis today. It's Wednesday, the 21st. It's about 2 p.m. actually, so this is considered an afternoon update. If you guys really appreciate these videos, I would also appreciate an upvote on Steemit, and make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share the material as well. And if you guys feel that I'm just killing it and you guys have made a killer profit, consider donating to my dog's cryptocurrency piggy bank fund there. I don't need you guys to do it, but everybody sometimes like to feel, sometimes people have asked me to put it out there. So they might want to buy me a lunch or something or treat me to a beer. It's there. But if you guys don't want to, no worries. I'm good. Have yourselves a great day and take it easy. I look forward to making another video later. Bye now.